There's Peoples outside to Michelle Cedor. Caitlin Gilbert, shot clock down to 5, little off balance for Peoples, and she drops it in. Nyla Harris with the basket that answered the Peoples hoop. Into the corner, open look. Kate Clark in a great start for DePaul.
Well, Eric, a year ago, DePaul averaged 8 made threes in the first.
Peoples has gone for 20 in each of the first 2 games. That's Clark for 3.
5, but we see here in the first 2 minutes, Kate Clark with.
You know what Doug Bruno team wants to run. They want to sprint down the floor, get as many opportunities as possible. And DePaul continues to light it up, and Jeff Walls not thrilled at all. But what rebounds there have been so far, they've all been controlled by DePaul. 3-0 for the Blue Demons. Cochran gets the basket and the foul, and a chance for a 3-point play out of the timeout.
Well, one thing remains the same for Louisville. They're so good out of timeout. So there's the screen on the ball and the roll by Olivia Cochran.
Ever evolving with the transfer portal, and then players who missed time with injury coming back. And how about the Blue Demons right now? They continue to file it up.
Well, and DePaul's in a little inside out. It starts with Allen kicking it out to Clark.
Back to Cochran. You sense Louisville feels they have an advantage in the post.
And then Louisville's answer. If you're going to go small, we're going to get it into our big.
Down to a 4-point game. You cut into that deficit, all of a sudden the press looks a little bit better. DePaul does well, though, and they get an open look out of the pressure. For Harris. Now Curry on the drive. Curry did well to get it up. Looked like it was going to get caught on her hip, but the Cincinnati game. What was she, a plus 19 in that game for Louisville? The bunny was Gilbert. Ricards. She's never afraid to drive the lane. Nina Ricards. That one ends the drought here to start the quarter. She's in the double figures now at 10. There's Harris for Ricards on the pull-up.
DePaul missed Clark in the corner. She was wide open. They just couldn't get her the ball.
On the cut, the basket is good for Clark. They were ready for that moment. Now, can you be ready for that moment twice a week once conference play starts? That's the challenge.
And when teams are specifically game planning against you, can you do it on both ends?
Maskowicz on the cut, finds the cutter in the basket by Peoples. Clark had the hot hand in the first half, drains it for 3 here in the third. 19 points for Kate Clark. They've doubled up DePaul when it comes to paint points. Cedor taken away. That's Cochran with the steal, Cochran with the push, Cochran with the assist. Ricards can't hit, and it's taken away by Gilbert. Gilbert dribbles through the defense and scores. It was tipped away. Out of the scramble, they get an open look for Clark in the corner. That's how you come out smelling like a rose against the press.
And gave her enough time to knock down that 3.
And Christy, we've seen today, you do not want to leave Kate Clark open. She's 6 of 9 from outside the 3-point line, but Louisville answers back with a 3 of their own. But another part that he pointed out, you only have them for 7 months when you talk about players who are coming in for 1 year. So it is kind of a crash course, but you've got to use that entire season. And you got to use your strong players like Olivia Cochran in the paint, who scores again to put Louisville on top by 5.
Well, Eric, I think a point to Jeff Wall's system is the portal, and that players want to come play for him because he develops them. Olivia Cochran, as a prime example, as a freshman, really had to be led.
For Louisville.
And that's
Nina
the experience.
Ricards. Yeah, Cochran inside for the 2. We're just going to talk about Ricards, and that was a whistle.
It's been all Olivia Cochran here down the stretch.
And now Curry will slow things down for Louisville. Taylor doesn't need the screen, drives to the basket, and the foul.
Well, this is just experience. Taylor realizes she's got a big on her, so instead of going off the on ball, just puts it on the...
Charlize O'Harry into the game, and there are the first bench points of the game.
Charlize O'Harry just into the game, just moves to the ball, gets the...
We don't want to guess, but that's what you hope is the case, that they're just trying to work that out right now. Here's Clark for three! And now DePaul. It was a slow start for the Cardinals, but a good finish. How about one more three for Clark? 32 points for Kate Clark. DePaul goes in for one final basket to end it.